we as a nation are at a crossroad right now. We have an infrastructure in low Earth orbit. It's the International Space Station. But what happens after the International Space Station? As a nation, do we want to go on and do something else in terms of human spaceflight?
I think our panel knew before we held our first meeting how challenging this assignment would be. Human spaceflight has languished now for a long time without a sufficient consensus. Responsive to our charge, we posed finally two questions we considered enduring. How far can mankind go beyond the Earth, and what can we discover and achieve when we get there?
There are two main sets of rationales for supporting human spaceflight. There are pragmatic rationales and there are aspirational ones. The aspirational rationales are tied to the enduring questions. Pragmatic rationales alone are inadequate to justify human spaceflight. Aspirational and pragmatic rationales in combination argue for a continuation of our nation's human spaceflight program. The feasible destinations where humans can travel in space are the Moon, asteroids, Mars, and the moons of Mars. Mars is the horizon goal for human spaceflight, and all international partners agree on this. Public opinion about space has been generally favorable over the past 50 years, but spending on space exploration is not a high priority for most of the public.
We found that a sustainable program will require a budget that increases somewhat faster than inflation. That is to say that the purchasing power of today is not adequate to move humans beyond low Earth orbit on any sustainable basis.
To ensure a sustainable long-term human spaceflight program, the committee offered several recommendations to NASA.
That a human spaceflight program should commit to presence beyond low Earth orbit.
This report suggests a strategy for moving beyond low Earth orbit with humans that involves a pathways approach. And in the pathways approach, we put together a step-by-step process whereby the achievements early in a program are built upon to get to the final horizon goal. And our horizon goal in this report is the planet Mars. The nation must pursue opportunities for international and commercial collaboration. It should consider including China and potentially other emerging space powers in this endeavor.
And that we share decisions with our partners, including the future of the International Space Station.
NASA should plan for mission requirements and a systems architecture that target high-priority technology development, most critically, entry, descent, and landing technologies for Mars, advances in in-space propulsion and power, and radiation safety. All of this work is going to make this report an extremely valuable one for plotting the future of human spaceflight in this country.